You want something that's unlimited and controlled by the guys that got us into this mess to begin with? I don't. This is why this is what I do. Physical gold, physical silver, plus food, water, energy, security, community, and shelter. Get it done, get it done. They are out of tools and they are setting up the hyperinflation. Because what's going to happen, they raise the rates, these overinflated markets start to implode. How low will they have to go before the Fed's going to turn around and turn on those money spigots? And if you think what they did in 2020 was a lot, chump change. Just like what they did, when in 2008, everybody was aghast at that amount that they put into the system. Nothing compared to what they did in 2020. This next pivot is going to take us into the hyperinflation because what they've done so far will be dwarfed. Will they give everybody money? Well, they have to. This is a consumer-driven economy. They have to give people this money to spend because we don't want the corporations to lose their massive profits that we've been watching. As the link between monetary policy and inequality has been receiving increasing attention among the general public and in literature, this is what they don't want. They don't want you to realize what they're doing, and people are waking up. Maybe not as fast as some of us would like. Frankly, I'd like everybody to be awoke right now. But people are noticing. That's the problem with rapid inflation and high inflation, is people notice. Let's see. This paper will focus on an alternative tool for monetary policy implementation. Well, let's take a look at what that alternative tool is. Outright transfers. So there are a number of ways in which they could do it, but the most straightforward approach would be an equal absolute amount for every citizens who are, after all, the ultimate owners. How about of the central bank? How about we say the ultimate at-risk entities of the central bank's actions? Are we benefiting from all this money printing? No, we have a K-shaped recovery, right? And we've seen that wealth and income inequality have been stretched and stretched and stretched since when was that? Oh, the 80s, as this big experiment after we were taken off the gold standard started to progress and expand with the central banks in control. Let us not forget that, please. Further, checks and CBDCs. So how are they going to distribute these transfers of equal size, which, by the way, sounds like universal basic income to me? I don't know. They don't use that term in here, but they don't use modern money theory either. The introduction of a central bank digital currency through which households could obtain direct access to central bank money. Remember, the Fed now accounts. Everybody already has an account set up. Already, even though the CBDC is not ready. Well, let's put the cart before the horse. Or maybe not. Maybe it's ready, and they aren't just telling us that yet. Maybe it'll magically appear ready during this next financial crisis that could frankly happen anytime. They've been taking advantage of this and gouging it. So the little bit of money that the government gave to the general public, well, free money, easy in, easy out. And they say the consumer's so healthy. I'm not so sure about that. Frankly, I don't believe them. You want to be as independent and self-reliant as possible. And you can get that faster. Basically, I did it I can't say I did it on my own because I didn't. I have had a lot of help over the last 12 years, 10, 12 years that I've been working on this urban farm. And I was buying gold and silver really as my foundation before that, because this will put you in a position that whatever you don't manage to put together before you absolutely need it, you'll be able to buy it. If you don't have the gold and silver, it's going to be a lot more challenging. So that's why gold and silver needs to be the first step and the foundation, because we're running out of time. I mean, I started accumulating a long time ago, many years ago, but doing the food, the water, the energy, the rest of those pieces, it was after 2008 when I knew the system died. And I know what it looks like. You know, I'm not an expert in everything, and I'm not ever going to tell you that I am. But I don't know anybody else that's been studying currency and currency life cycles since 1987. I don't know anybody else that has. That's what I'm an expert in. How do they make these transitions? And they give you stuff, they let the markets fly so that you buy into it. In the 1980s, as we transition from a gold standard to a debt standard. And oh, by the way, what's been happening in the 2020s up to this point, or up until the beginning of this year? Let's say the first 2 years. That K-shaped recovery, but people were given a whole lot of money. So for the CBDCs and this outright transfers, sure, push a button, create a whole bunch of digits in an account. It's on your phone. Now, they may be limited where you can spend it, but look at that money that we put on your phone. Now, we'll put the same amount in everybody's account every single month. And oh, by the way, if you have kids, they're going to get some too. So let's have a baby boom, because that'll make sure that everybody gets more money. The problem is that its purchasing power value will be at bupkis, a big fat zero, because that's what happens 100% of the time. And insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And maybe they aren't expecting different results. Maybe they're setting us up for this crisis. So what's the solution? Get out of the system as much as you can. Because I can always convert this into any fiat anywhere in the world at any time. Why? Not because I say so, but because this has the most functionality and the broadest base of buyer.